Hey everyone, Sophie's scarf has been everywhere lately and I totally get why. It's such a cute and classic piece. But today I'll show you my take on it, a more unique version that's perfect for those chilling between days. I'm using Drops Merino Extra Fine, 105 meters and 115 yards per 50 grams. They recommend needles number 4 millimeters or US 6. That's exactly what I'm planning to use. A thinner yarn, then go for the thinner needles. There is no need for measuring gauge here because it's a scarf and we are still going for the lengths. So if you're using thinner yarn and needles, just do extra crease to reach the desirable width of your scarf, and that's pretty much it. I wouldn't recommend to go to the thicker yarn because it's a scarf and I think this yarn is already as thick as I would go for, but of course it's also a matter of taste. Also we need some markers to mark increases, measuring tape and the scissors. Let's get started. I live in a short tail, custom 6 stitches. I'm using regular long tail custom, so here is 2 stitches, 3, 4, 5 and 6. First row is the setting row. We need first 3 stitches, including the first one. 1, 2, and 3. The next 3 stitches we slipping through, and the yarn is in front of work. Yeah, that is why I don't like this Drops Merino, it separates too much. Second row, we start doing increases. First stitch we need, second stitch need as well. From the third stitch we're knitting 2. First we knit 1 stitch as usually, and then the second stitch will be getting the side of this one, so just pull your needle here in the back and knit 1 more. Here we made 2 stitches out of 1, and then these 3 stitches we are just slipping through and the yarn in front of work. This was our first increase, and now we will knit 11 more stitches without any increases, just as established. We need 3, and then this extra stitch we also need, and then for the rest 3, the last 3 we're just slipping and the yarn in front of work. To make everything clear, set the first marker in the second row where we did the first increase. Just it would be easier to see just approximately after this 3 stitches, the first increase. So we need 10 more rows as established. I knitted exactly 2.5 centimeters of the scarf, and now it's time to make a second increase. You see here I did the first one, and we're doing now increases in the rows which is right side. marker will be a way to see on which side you need to do increases, and when we'll need further away, you'll just would be using the previous markers. So after every increase, I encourage you to place marker, and if you don't have a lot of markers, let me show you. Like here you see I have lots of markers, so you don't have to keep it on every single one of them, even though I quite recommend it, because then you can count the amount of increases you did here. It also would be easier to see when to do next increase based on the previous marker. If you have just a few, just move them along when you do increases. We do with I-cord, just knit first 3 stitches, and we do increase like so. Just lift up this side between the stitches, put it on the holding needle, try to somewhat twist it. So okay, just grab the yarn and pull it through. Yeah. This stitch is a knit, and this one will do a purl stitch. And here again 3 stitches will just slip through. You can either do it one by one, or just get them like this and turn around. From now on, we're forming the pattern. Knit, knit, and knit. Here you see, here is the knit stitch, and we do knit. And here is the purl stitch, and we do purl. And the 3 is just slip on the needle like so, or one by one if it's more comfortable for you. Just see what works for you best. Again, knit, knit. I guess I need to fix this situation here. Okay, and knit. Now here I have my increase. I'll place a marker and will be measuring my next increase from it. And I'll be changing the way I knit it in every second row. So we in the row when you can see a marker, there would be a change. So we knitted 2 knit stitches, and now in the same spot we're creating purl stitch, and on the other side, on the wrong side, you just knit what you see. So here is purl, and here is a knit stitch, and 3 slip. Don't forget that yarn in front of the work. So now this is a wrong side. Well, when we finish it won't be matter, because this pattern is two-sided, but for the purpose of this video, let's call it wrong side. And there is a purl stitch, so it means we're just repeating. Here is a purl, and here I see a knit stitch, and there would be knit. and the 3 slip. Changing the main stitch in the middle is called double mouse, and it looks like this. You see the marker. This means that it's time for us to change the stitch, and if we started here with the purl stitch, now it would be knit stitch, and so on. So you can knit by yourself till next increase. I'll show you one more time the increase. I'm knitting again 2.5 centimeters from this marker. Next increase will start when it's right side, and I have a knit stitch in the front here. I knitted another 2.5 centimeters, or it is 14 rows, and I don't know, maybe because this piece is a little bit tighter than, let's say, here, but the same 14 rows measures differently. The thinner the piece is, it's measures somewhat differently than the wider pieces, so it goes up to 3.5 centimeters. I don't know, but yeah, you can see that stitches getting wider. Anyways, we're measuring every 14 rows, and that's how easy to count it. So here is your increase, and it starts with 2 knit stitches, then 2 purl stitches, and so on. So I measure it from the marker, and I see here is 2 purl stitches, so it means it's 4. Here is again 2 purl stitches, it's 8. Here is 2 purl stitches, it's 12, and here on top there are also 2 knit stitches, that means 14. It's easier to measure it this way, but I think it's quite quick to measure like this. Now I'll show you one more time how to do increase, and then I'll meet you guys for decreases. Again, you can just take this side between stitches on the holding needle, and then I sort of create a loop. I put my holding needle like this and working needle like so, and grabbing the yarn and pull it through. Oops. It's also possible to knit one from 2 stitches if it looks complicated to you. It's quite tight. I'll show you alternative way to do it as well. You can, if it's difficult to you to knit like to do increases like this, you can also knit one from 2. For this you just do knit first stitch regularly, and then for the second one you need to cross it like this, and knit one more. I would strongly suggest that you using the first method if you can master it, because this one interrupts a little bit the pattern. But if you cannot do the first one, you can use this as well. Then you see I did the regular knit stitch. So now our pattern goes like, when we do increases, the first stitch is knit, then purl, then knit, and so on. It would be increasing and increasing, but you need to remember that first increase stitch would be knit. After every increase, there would be similarities because we structure them in the same way that they start with a knit stitch. And here I see there is a purl, so I do purl on the back side, and then it means that here is knit stitch, and then purl again. Now we knit in the first 2 rows after increase, and remember to place a marker here, and now you have 2 knit stitches, so this means that we'll carry on now purl and knits and shifting the pattern, and knits like so. You see it doesn't look like much now, but with every increase you start to see how the pattern opens up,